Hey, welcome. So, good afternoon, good evening, good evening, everybody else is doing. Welcome to Next Play Sundays, where we talk about investments, stock market, real estate, and everything else to learn how to make the next play. We invite you out every Sunday at 7:30, where you can come out and join the fellas and the girls, and we're gonna sit around and talk about what the next play is, and invite people from the community, do whatever we can to try to figure out how to make it the passive income so we can build generational wealth. One of the biggest things you're always going to hear us talk about, come out, talk to us, ask questions, we do research, and we just figure out what the next play is. We're here every Sunday at 7:30. You can catch us on YouTube or you can catch us on Facebook. Join the group. But other than that, we're definitely going to be out here trying to figure out what the next play is. Let's get ready to go join the fellas and the ladies and see exactly what's going on for the week and how everything is actually set up, and we'll get everybody ready. We got a good one for you today. We're going to talk about some generational wealth and a new thing that we found out that may help a lot of people and be able to achieve what they're trying to achieve for their kids and be able to set it up to. So, we definitely want to thank y'all for coming out. Definitely want to make sure everybody knows that, come out and learn something. Join the fellas, join the crowd, and we all good. Let's get over here and see what's going on, man. I know they over here talking and carrying on, and we want to make sure, we get into it.
No, my homeboy network, that's different.
What's happening,
so
y'all?
He came over and he came first.
What's going on, y'all? Go ahead.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Well, you just came back on.
I just came back on, man. Like, keep talking, tell the story. Look, we want to spread. If it's something that can help somebody, keep going, Miss Nicole. You got the floor.
No, we're good. It was personal.
Oh, it was
personal conversational. Yes, it was personal.
How was your week? How was your week this week, Miss Nicole?
It was great. How was yours?
It was wonderful. I'm glad to know that. You know what I mean?
Great.
How's everybody been?
All right.
I just came back from New York. Went to go see Niagara Falls. Went to go to New York City. Saw Wall Street. Took a picture with the infamous bull on Wall Street.
Oh man!
Yeah. All that good stuff. And went to Central.
I want that shirt.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Stacey. I was like, I want that shirt.
Oh yeah. Went across the Brooklyn Bridge, so got to see the city. And topped it off. Stopping in Virginia. I'm sorry.
Where'd you stay?
In Manhattan.
Okay.
Stayed downtown Manhattan, across the street from Bad Boy Entertainment.
Oh, look at that baller. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Stacey, did you tell P. Diddy, take that?
Yeah, that's what I told him, man. Take that.
Ooh, that's good, Stacey.
Yeah, it was a good trip. I enjoyed it. New York.
Were they selling merchandise?
I'm sorry?
Were they selling merchandise outside?
Yeah, they had the food stands, some very good pizza.
Oh, that's
really yeah, pizza's big. And we didn't buy a whole lot of, little trinkets and stuff because we got enough of that. But it was a good trip. Good to get away. But the city is it's only been open for like 4 weeks, so it's not congested, it's not packed. But city never sleeps.
Cool.
So definitely, if you hadn't been to New York City, I suggest check it out.
So how was the mask? How was the mask mandate?
Man, they're wide open. Really?
Oh, okay.
The mask, it's probably about 30% of the people had on masks, 70% didn't. And I understand why the virus spread so quick in New York, just after being up there, because everybody's on top of each other. And people are always walking next to each other, and the streets are usually packed, a lot of traffic. So yeah, I can understand. And we got a trucking company, and we went to New York one time, and if I knew what I knew, because we never went back to New York because the driver was so mad. But I could understand being in all that traffic with a big truck and a long trailer. It had to be crazy.
Well. I mean, I was at Lenox today, and it's so crazy. I guess with this mask mandate now in Georgia, like it was a lot of people with no mask on today. So I mean, I was kind of guilty of it because it was hot, but I had took my mask off a couple of times. But
Right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess,
It's kind
I
of
guess
far fetched. You know, it's I don't know.
I think at some point, I think it's just gonna it's gonna to me, it's gonna just quietly go away.
I think so.
Hmm.
That's how I felt when I was in New York. It was like, what virus? What
Yeah,
pandemic? It was like that in New York.
yeah. Like where I was at for brunch today, like nobody had on a mask. I'm talking about maybe the people who work there, but
Right.
nobody else had on a mask.
Yep. So it
It's
shows,
just
man. So that means everything's really about to take off and open back
no,
up.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So those travel and then travel, I see travel is going to be really, really big. If people trying to get out and trying to travel, that's going to be big. That's going to be really big. It's already big. We've been talking about it for the past 4 or 5 months. But those travel stocks, they're probably going to continue to go up.
Yeah.
And that's why that beds, that one we've been talking about, that's why
Yeah,
beds is gonna be major.
yeah,
Bed,
yeah,
bed,
Yeah.
bed, bed, bed that ETF, beds is gonna be major.
yeah.
It's been teetering around 25, 26, waiting to pop, and it's just
Oh
going
yeah.
and it's gonna be a situation where they gotta see what's gonna happen. This third quarter finna come, so this really the end of the quarter. You see what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
you got to look at you got April, May, June. July starts the next quarter. So whatever results, whatever numbers are posted for all these people come the end of this month, beginning of next month, that stock gonna pop because everybody's out traveling.
Man, they traveling.
I
They
tried to
traveling.
price, like I said, I told you, I was trying to price a ticket to take my little girl to LA. You know what I mean? It's $600 just to go out there for just the weekend.
How much?
That's a shame.
$600.
600.
You
Yeah,
got feedback,
That's a
right?
lot. I mean, what airline were you looking at?
Every one of them. Even Spirit was $600.
I don't think I would fly Spirit out there, but I'm just saying, what?
Wait a minute,
What
this
is
this
it?
shit you trying to shade me?
I just laugh at Stacey. You know the
This
little
shit you
emoji.
trying to shade me?
I did not. Y'all don't like the no. Y'all don't like the emoji on like your text message, and Stacey just did this. And
Okay. Why you hating on
I'm sorry,
Spirit?
Frank. Though I would never do
Hey,
that.
but see,
I'm
I'm
not
I'm
trying to
gonna
shade
I'm
you.
tell you, I'm gonna
I'm
tell
a
you,
stockholder in Spirit.
hey, I'm gonna
I'm
tell
not.
you, I'm a real one though. I'm a real one. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a real one. I fly Frontier, I fly Spirit. See, as an investor, let me tell you something. As an investor, I'm trying to save money to invest. For me to get from point A to point B, I don't need luxury. I need to be able to get there, do what I need to do, get back, and keep my duckies in my pocket. I don't need to put my feet out. I can scrunch up a little bit and save me a couple hundred so I can blow me some money.
No,
Oh,
but
hell no.
like for me, I like to take luggage. So or I did do a post about maybe a month ago. It was my first time ever taking a carry-on bag. I have never taken a carry-on bag as much as I fly because I have to check my baggage in because I don't know what I'm gonna wear. So the thing is,
The thing is,
I just think that like with Spirit and those airlines, like they nickel and dime everything. So if you had to get a carry on, you got to pay this. By the time you don't pay all of this extra stuff, you could have just bought a ticket with Delta for 233 round trip, basic economy.
well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Delta 233 round trip wasn't taking me and my baby to LA because I looked it up and it was 560, 662 just to leave on a Friday and come back on a Sunday. You know,
But now, what I would suggest is that you do like Delta vacations or Southwest vacations. So when you go in, you have to have a minimum of 2 people. So if you do
well,
like
shit.
Delta vacations, it's cheaper to do it that way because it will cover your airline.
I
It's
tell
going to cover
you
the
what.
ticket and your hotel.
I tell you what. We're gonna have you put together a travel package for the next play members, and we're gonna put it together, and we're gonna have you put it together, and we're gonna run it like that right there. You know what I mean? This is what we're gonna do. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a whole show with you telling people how to travel since you're the travel guru. Let's do it.
Hey, man, not a bad idea.
Let's do
And
it.
maybe you can come up with some good companies, travel companies.
Yeah.
If y'all have me doing that, I'm gonna be charging a fee now.
Well,
I fly first class.
You gonna charge a fee? When you want to pay? You how you gonna charge?
I wouldn't charge you all a fee.
We
I may have to charge some other people a fee.
We make my ticket get first class then. I don't mess with other stuff. I done mess around and got hold of a first class ticket to Hawaii. Well, I ain't flying that back of the plane no more.
Hey, man.
Also in travel news, if Martinez comes on the show, I was talking with him, and he was saying that in the Dominican Republic, that there's been a spike in COVID, and so he's saying that the lockdown times are now 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That explains why he's supposed to be back here by now, but his little hiccup. So hey.
Because that's what he said at brunch a couple of weeks ago, that he was going to be back within 7 days. So they're having some issues over there. See, that's why I see all these people probably coming from America.
Oh, and also, when I was in Niagara Falls, I tried to go over to Canada, right?
No way.
But they were like, no, it's not going to happen. They said that I would have to quarantine for a week.
Yep.
Wow.
When I crossed over the border, I had to quarantine for a week.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. So
now, if you would have done it, did you have to like present that to show something that you were vaccinated or that you had a negative COVID test? If you would have decided to go,
we didn't even get that far. We asked them about the passports, and they really wasn't showing us no love at the border, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow.
We had to put it in reverse and back up. You like, get away. You American? No, bye. Nah.
Yeah, I had to put the car in reverse, huh?
Yeah.
Turn it on around.
Well, I had to bust a U-turn at the border. So but here in the U.S., I think it's going to open up for travel back and forth in the U.S. and in a lot of the countries. So beds, like Frank was, I think that's a good play. I'm not
how much was it?
I'm no guru. Like the beds is a good play.
$26, something like that. 26.
So was it $26 when you all got in?
No, it was 21.
Oh.
It was 21.
See, Stacey, I thought you was gonna say something like, with the stock. I think Sam told us about it was like $8, so I got in it when it was $8, and I think Hertz. I think when I did the Hertz, it was like $6.
Hertz went up, didn't it?
It did.
What happened with Hertz?
It went up.
I told you it went up, bro. I told y'all. I was like, man, I was on that one. That's 2.
I thought Frank told I thought he told us about Hertz. You told us?
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Okay. So I did do too, Sam, the one that you told us about, the UWMC something.
Oh,
always
that's
up the ticker. Yeah, that one is up too. So I did that one. I did Hertz, and then I looked at beds, and I was like, I don't feel like fooling with $26 right now. So I'll look at my next pay period.
Yeah.
That's great.
Wow. That's really good.
Dang. You should.
What was the company's name? I mean,
Yeah, it's still pretty cheap, but you definitely want to get into Sense, SENS. That's the one we want to definitely get into because I bought it at $1.52, and I told y'all it's gonna be a big thing because it's they won a big trial, so after they won that trial, man, that thing is riding good, and BlackRock helped me out on that one.
Also, I want to say I saw something. How they were talking about the COVID with the diabetes, but I also saw something where COVID is also being linked to heart issues. I don't know if y'all saw that, but that could be a play also.
Yeah, I go look for that one.
Causing like heart irregularity, beats, or something like that.
it is.
Maybe a play there too.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think it too was more people with when I was talking to my doctor, because I mean I've never shared it with you all, but I have type 2. And I know like a lot of people with type 1, they was having different, some struggles, more so people who take insulin. I know some of my friends who also are type 2, they didn't have any challenges, or they haven't had any challenges, but I don't take that. I don't use this particular, the company, the brand that Franco's speaking of. I don't use, Kaiser we don't use that particular brand. We use a different brand. But the brand that we use is the sister company with Johnson & Johnson.
Oh no.
That's what I said. It's just to prick your finger. So that's all you're doing with the strip.
So many lawsuits lately.
I know they couldn't even get the powder together. They couldn't get the powder together. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I definitely want to say to everybody it's all good, but one of the big things of the whole night, man. Let's get started. I think we got something, man. We need to bring to the people. I mean, I know we got a couple of people on here and everybody watching on Facebook, and I see everybody clocking in on both sides. So some people not joining tonight. We good to go, but they still there with us. But it's a message, man, that it's another member in the group really started to chat about this, and I think that it's something we're gonna start getting into because it makes a lot of sense. Hey, Mr. Quester. Hey, Mr. Quester. But I think it makes a lot of sense now. I've been studying it for the past couple of days. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, and I think it's a game changer. I'm gonna bring it to y'all and talk about it a little bit, and we're gonna talk about it for the next couple of weeks and see how everybody, how they look at it. That way we can kind of get a gauge of, man, we can really. I think this product can really change lives for the families and futures of everybody in the group that view this video, to get on this train. I think it can change the lives of the whole generations after us, because it's really fucking ingenious. And I hate to say it like that because I know we try to be professional, but it's the most ingenious plan I've ever seen in the world. You know what I mean? I think, and it's crazy because it's the most simple plan in the world, and we ain't even never thought about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all, all the details ain't there yet, but the concept and to know that people are already doing it, that's what makes it really, really crazy. So that's why everybody on the live, they're going to be able to see a double picture, because I'm going to show them a slideshow, and I want everybody else to be able to see it. So don't pay attention to my camera picture. Stacey, man, let's get started. And so that way we can, we can get all that together. So, we good to go? You got muted, Stacey. You muted, Stacey. You muted.
Sorry about that, everybody. I'm talking to myself.
That's all right.
We had a good conversation. But I'm about to drop the sectors on y'all for this week. But thanks for everybody coming out, checking us out. We've been kind of hit and miss, with all the holidays and everything going on. But we got the whole squad back today. And want everybody, you know, if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching live on Facebook, give us a thumbs up or give us a like. You know, it helps with the algorithms of Google and of Facebook. Like and share the channel. And shout out to everybody who's checking in with us on Sunday. We're here every Sunday at 7:30, dropping jewels for the people on stock investing, real estate, any type of investing, you know, group economics. So we just here to build. And today, we're going to go over the sectors for this week. This week, the Dow Jones Industrial lost very small, not a whole lot going on, only 0.8% to close at 34,480, which is really small. And to be honest with you, I mean, the market really hadn't went crazy, y'all. Let's keep it 100 since your boy left. So it's been kind of stagnant. We ain't been really running them numbers like we used to, but it's been just kind of slow and steady. S&P 500 has gained 0.41% to close at 4,247, and NASDAQ gained 1.85% to close at 14,609. Leading sectors, we got financials, number one, which is due to, of course, you know, the inflation. So, you know, we talk about bank stocks, at least about 8-9 months. JP Morgan, they doing really good. So if you're in JP Morgan, if you stick around, I'll tell you about a option that I bought about 6 months ago that's doing really well. I don't know. You may want to just take a look at it. I'll tell you guys about it. It's a banking ETF that I did an option on. I bought like 5 or 6 options on it, around $500 an option. But I mean, they're doing very well. They're doing very well. And I betted on them because I knew the price of things were going to go up. I knew the banks were going to try to make money by raising interest rates, and I knew inflation was coming. And Warren Buffett last year was buying a ton of Wells Fargo, and nobody could figure out why he was buying Wells Fargo. No one knew why he was buying all these grocery stores. Number one was Kroger. And you know what I'm saying? Warren Buffett he's so old, he done seen this play about 4 or 5 times. So he knew to buy the banks, he knew to buy the grocery stores because he knew inflation was going to cause all the prices to go up. Because when you go to the grocery store now, you spend a lot more money for the same amount of food, and he's trying to get all the money out of the system. But financials was number one. Number two was information technology, which is good. I think Sam mentioned something about Apple this week in the chat. Consumer discretionaries, number 3, material 4, utilities 5, industrial 6, consumer staples 7, consumer services 8. Bottom 3 is energy, crazy, real estate took a dip. We all know the real estate is from the inventory. But you know the price of real estate is sky high right now. And speaking of real estate, next play, the house we had in Charleston, we sold it last week. It's gone.
Congratulations, man. Money made.
Congratulations.
Yeah. That was about a 45-day deal. We bought it, cleaned it out, put it back on the market. And the crazy thing about that deal was really not supposed to be a flip. You know, we're going to buy and hold it. But the market is crazy right now when it comes to real estate. So we took the money and ran. So
you supposed to. See, what the next play?
Yeah, right. So next play. Well, next play for the investors, a buddy of mine, he just posted it on the channel, on Next Play channel, but he's looking at a foreclosure hotel in Augusta, off of Washington Road, not too far from the Bobby Jones golf course. And he want to try to rock something with Next Play. So it may be some opportunity there. He's going to meet with the lawyer, the real estate agent, all tomorrow. So maybe we have some details. We may have a play.
Oh, so we got a new play coming in. That's
Yeah,
what's
that
up.
might be cash out your portfolio.
Hey, man. Hey,
Oh man, you gotta cash out.
hey,
All right.
hey, man. That's
The
what's
last
up.
one is healthcare. That's and next play nugget. I'm gonna take this from Master P. And on my way back from New York, I'm listening to a bunch of podcasts and things like that. And the thing I got, create some type of product that's going to create cash flow that sells 24 hours, 7 days a week. Maybe a t-shirt company. Maybe make some next play investor shirts. Maybe a book, some type of course for your educators. Hair bonnets. Somebody might sell hair bonnets. You know what I mean? But something that sells 24 hours a day to create that cash flow and take that cash flow and dump it into other passive investments, which is what something Frank's going to talk about later on in the podcast. But create as much passive income as possible from your active income. So that's my next play nugget. We're going to go into the news with Slam and Sam. You take it from there, my brother.
All right, man. That's some good info, man. I hope you guys are listening. I'm gonna take a passage from the Bible, in the Bible where it says, "And the last shall become the first." If you were listening to what he said, what sector were the last, that's where I would look to try to find my jewels. Now, take for what it's worth. I'm not your fiduciary advisor, but I would look for my next place in the last sector because soon that would become the first. If you notice that he said real estate was down at the bottom. So I don't have any doubts that that will become the first. Now, on to the news. Apple. Apple has hired Mr. Warwick Grand as the head up officer for this new project they got. Did you know Apple was coming out with their own vehicle? And Mr. Ward Grand was an executive for BMW. And this isn't the first time Apple has teamed up with BMW. So just be on alert that, hey, Apple has hired someone that works for BMW to head up their automobile sector, a new project that they're going into, which everybody knows Apple has been pretty stagnant when it comes down to new stuff hitting the market and stuff besides their phones. And we all know what they're going to do, whatnot. So they have to do something to ramp up the interest in Apple to start getting some traction and start getting those stocks to move up. So just pay close attention to Apple in the next few months before the end of the year. You'll see Apple start to gain some traction and you'll see those stocks starting to come up. That's my prediction. Moving on to my next news segment will be El Salvador. In case you guys didn't know, El Salvador has just accepted as legal tender Bitcoin. Now, this I think is going to move the needle on a whole as far as especially the crypto. This being accepted as legal tender, it means it's a big play, really. It's a big thing because even though it's not here in the United States, for them to accept Bitcoin as legal tender, it actually validates the value of Bitcoin to the U.S. So now you'll start seeing more and more attention being poured into the crypto side of the stocks and stuff. So keep your eyes tuned to that one also. And my last segment of the news today is Congress. Congress is looking to try to deregulate the big three: Apple, Google, and what is that? Twitter. They're trying to deregulate them basically because they're taking advantage of the people that they are doing business with. just think, for instance, say you on a streaming platform, and you're on Apple streaming, but Apple has a streaming platform also. Um, Apple could ask another company to pay a certain amount of money so you use their platform, to advertise and stuff. So it's sort of like they're sort of bullying their way in. So Congress is looking at a way to deregulate these big three companies. So um, just be on the lookout. I'm quite sure you'll hear about it coming up in the next, I would say, next month, 2 months. They're going in hard right now on them, which probably explains, some of the stuff going on with their stocks right now too. So um, that is my next play. This is Slam Sam with the segment of the news. Um, my next play, Nugget. I will give you a stock. I don't know the stock ticker, but it's BlockFi, BLOCKFI. That's the name of the company. Um, think you all's gonna give them a look. Tell me what you think. I can't tell you anything else. Just take a look at them. All right.
Sam, can you repeat that?
BlockFi, block, and then fi, FI.
Hey, I want to say something about Congress breaking up the monopolies.
Yeah.
They've done that in the past. Number one, crazy
Yeah.
that you mentioned that, because we're going to be talking about, when Frank talked tonight about John Rockefeller, how they broke up his oil company. One time the Rockefellers owned 90% of the oil in the not own the oil, but the oil production in the United States. They own 90%. And the government came in and broke up his company. And that's how they created Exxon, Shell, all these other companies. When they broke up, came in and broke up somebody's company.
Yeah, Microsoft did it too.
Who?
Microsoft.
What you mean?
Microsoft, they deregulated them too. Your boy don't own all of that. They broke some of that down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bill Gates don't own all that Microsoft. Heck nah. They deregulated him too. Yeah, Internet Explorer. Yeah. Search engine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, how would you guys feel if somebody came in and broke up Atlanta windows and doors?
Man, I know how you feel, but I'm like, that's what they do. That's why I'm like, man, United States ain't fair. Like, it's supposed to be a country. It's supposed to be a country built on competition and you working hard and you get your rewards. But if you get too successful, forget your rewards, forget you. We gonna take it in this iron. And I'm just saying that's just the way this country is, and it's not fair. But that's the way it is.
That's crazy. And then we were talking about something, how if you play by the rules, you're gonna get everything everybody else got who plays by the rules. And you better believe that those guys at the top didn't play by the rules all the way at the top.
Take for instance, your boy Warren Buffett. He definitely didn't play by the rules.
Right.
He definitely did.
They work that fine line, or it might be a gray area. How they was just talking about, how the wealthiest people pay the least amount of tax. I just saw that on the news. These billionaires, I think Warren did like 22 billion, but paid like 22 million in taxes.
Now how's that?
Work the system, the gray areas. You know?
bro.
Hey, you know the craziest part is, man, the gray areas is where the money is. And you know that kind of plays into what I'm trying to talk about tonight. It's I don't know what to say about it because it's like, man, when you really look at it and you really see what's going on and how people really just make everything out to be, you really get a chance to see, man, like the gray areas is where all the money at. You know, I'm gonna get to it. I guess, you know, since we're talking about it, we moving along, man, and we're gonna try to get look at some stock charts here in a minute and see exactly some other stuff. But the crazier part of the thing about it is we at the point, like I was just saying about the quarter, and we looking at this GDP number and how GDP is actually affected. So, you know, we had a situation with GDP, the numbers for GDP in the quarter is about over. We finna get ready to end quarter 3. Which is, you know what I'm saying, which is July, August, September, and then you'll have October, November, December. So we get ready to hit quarter 3, so numbers finna come out. Like we talk about, you know, whatever that GDP number is, if it keeps going up, we keep track of it, we gonna know which way the economy gonna start going. Because even with inflation, we always looking at it that it's increases and it's increasing. So one of the biggest things with that chip shortage. If it keeps increasing, how do, you know, we gotta stay when we investing, we gotta be thinking about what we started talking about and not get caught up in the moment of what they talking about now. That chip shortage is still real, and then the products are still gotta be producing. And how is the numbers gonna look? Because it might not be a chip shortage, it might be a way to scare the people. We could be listening to, you know what I mean, financial porn, which we know about. You know what I mean? We gotta be looking back into those stocks where they got the chips that they said was doing so bad because they could secretly be going up and wait, you know what I mean, and wait for the numbers to hit, and we could be missing a play. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things that I think we got to make sure we keep abreast on. But tonight, I'm gonna cut out on a lot of the other stuff, and I'm gonna bring up something, man, that I think is really crucial, and I think everybody can see that. For that, everybody in the live, they can see it on the screen if you want to look at it in the big screen, make it big on your side. But I've been studying something and looking at something, and somebody bring it up to me a couple of months ago, and I really took a dab at it the last couple of weeks and really looked at it, and I want to bring it to the people so they can see it, because I think we talk about investments all the time, from real estate to stocks to how to do this thing. And I think the whole reason the group was started, when we started back in December, is to spread some real information and you know what I mean, and actually be able to help and grow some. So, you know, the thing is, we're always talking about this thing right here that y'all see on the screen, net worth. And everybody's trying to get their net worth up higher so they can leave it for the next generation. And what if it was a way for you to buy it? What if it was a way for you to buy a way to leave a legacy for the next generation, and you can still use the money that you spend, that you invest in, into leaving the money for the next generation to make more money? How would you feel about that?
I would feel really excited.
You feel really excited to be able to use the money. You'll feel really excited to be able to use the money that you invest for your net worth to leave for your generations and to take care of yourself. You'll feel real good if you can use it.
Yeah. I feel real good about that, man.
Because if you got 401k in an IRA, you can't use that money, can you?
Nope.
Well, I could borrow against it, but if I do that, then of course they're going to stop. I won't be able to contribute to it if I borrow against it.
Yeah.
Or if I take it out early, I'm going to get probably a 10% penalty.
Yeah.
Before I turn, retirement age. And it's also pegged to the stock market. So all the next play investors know how the stocks, sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down.
Yeah.
It's a lot of variables in there, Mr. Franco.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you no lie, but I mean, the craziest thing is, and then you know, it goes into, what if you can do this one time and set your family up for the next 10 to 20 generations by just having one small play that everybody in the family must do. And then on top of that, everybody in the family will always get the same chance for the rest of their life. No matter, as long as they stick to the rules set forth by you. So everybody on the live and all their friends and family can officially set up their family to have generational wealth without having to worry about saving for it. They can buy it.
You can buy wealth.
You can buy it. You can buy your net worth, your legacy, and be able to use the money that you investing for it to make more money and invest it without having with so many, you don't even need to, what if I told you didn't need the bank no more?
Oh, we already, yeah.
What if I told you didn't need the bank no more?
We already did set against the bank any doggone way.
What if I told you didn't need the bank? What if I told you in 5-10 years you didn't need the bank no more and you can be the bank?
Hey, that's what we doing now.
No. Yeah. How can you do it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why we talking about bringing it up. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the whole reason. Because I like I said, I'm learning and I've been really diving in. We've been talking about it for a couple of months. Another person knows a lot about it, and they got me on it. And I think it's something we're gonna start talking about weekly so we can get updates. Because we got a couple of pieces to the puzzle we need to find. And I think if we, at Next Play, we got a lot of people that listen to the show, so we're gonna utilize some of the people in the show. Because I'm pretty sure some people sell what we need. Somewhere in here, somebody knows somebody that sell these products.
Right.
We need.
Right.
And we want to use it out of the Next Play group and find the people, because when I drop this on you, it's crazy. And I think it's crazy to know that $125 can be used twice. If that's what you're paying, or $200 a month, you can use it twice. And you're using it twice to make your money go 2 times as long. Crazy to believe that you can do that, huh? So I just want to know, do anybody got a guess how you can do that?
Use the same amount of money?
Yeah. You take $200 a month and you can use it twice. And it's for your generational legacy, and it's for your money to invest, to go back and invest in.
Invest into insurance policy?
Ooh, that man knows something. That man knows something right there. Wait, let me see something. That man. How you know about
Sam, you are so smart. That's that Georgia Tech scholar.
That's that Stacey Rivers talking to the Next Play investors around here.
Man.
Stacey.
So Sam, that's what we talking about. Yeah, that's what we talking about. We talking about life insurance. We're gonna bring that up and say life insurance. Do you know, and everybody can see the thing now, do you know that life insurance, you can actually take the monthly payments, vest it into the policy, borrow money on the policy, still make money off the money that you borrowed, and never lose the money that you borrowed out of the money to make money, and still keep making the money grow while you can use it as your own bank and take a loan from. And you don't have to pay no interest. So you take $200 and buy a life insurance policy, grow that life insurance policy, still use the money that you invested into the life insurance policy, borrow from it to buy investments, and the life insurance policy still keeps the same amount of money in the life insurance policy.
And did you tell them you can have more than one?
Oh, they ain't telling that part.
Oh,
no,
my bad.
Don't feed them too much information yet. No. We ain't gonna feed them too much information yet. Because that's overload. But you can buy, and then hold on. Let me give you the next part to it. The next part to it is then you can dictate that it guaranteed is gonna happen for the rest of your rest of your family generation by controlling that. Make sure everybody keep putting back into the pot, no matter what happens.
And so I want to say something right there because I want the next play people to get it. And you know, like a lot of times when somebody passes away and they do leave money behind for the kids, a lot of times the people that get the money, and you know, if they're not taught or if they don't have any financial education or any literacy, you know, they're going to take the money and do what they want with it. So what Franco's saying is you got control of how that money is used 6 generations down the line after you long gone from here. So one example may be, okay, I'm going to leave this money for my kids. However, I'm going to give you the opportunity to have access to this money, to borrow against this money, right? Because you're thinking generations down the line where it's going to be the same money is going to be used again. So if I wanted to open a business, I can go to the fund and say, you know, I need 50,000. I want to open this business. Okay, Dad said if I open a business, I can get access to the money. I don't have to pass no credit check. I don't have to have no job. They're not going to make me fill out an application. All because my last name is Rivers, I got access to this money. Only if I follow Dad's rules. So my son, he goes, he borrows against the policy. They give him 50,000, but the 50,000 they give him, the money in the policy stays there and it continues to make dividends. It continues to gain interest while the money that he borrowed against from the policy, he's using it to create his business that he's going to pay back to the policy for the future generation, for his kids. And then it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on, never stops. So smart.
That sounds like a rocket
So I'm a little confused.
All right.
So I don't know if I need somebody to break this down.
Okay.
We're gonna break it down over the next couple of weeks because we finna be in this real heavy. So you just gotta stay tuned and be ready to ride. We gonna come, but say what you got to say, baby.
So you all ready?
Ready.
Okay. So listen, so I just want to use this for an example. I have two. So I'm just saying the two policies that I have. I'll say I have one is my policy, one is on my mom. So this is just an extra policies that I have. So I pay, I think $83.95 for those two policies a month. So I was confused, Franco, when you said like pay $200. I know it was an example, but I'm just saying if I pay into this policy every month. So I'm just kind of confused how I can invest with it. So I mean, we can talk offline about it. I just
I'm
trying to put it all together. We finna break it down right now. So your policy may not be what you need. So that's why we're going to be looking for some Next Play members that some people that might be in the group that sell insurance, because we're gonna say it's a specific policy that you got to have it structured a specific way. The insurance companies have been getting over on us as a people. Let me take that back. That's the wrong thing to say. We as a people haven't been knowledgeable of how the insurance companies and how insurance work. So
we haven't asked the right questions.
We haven't been told, because they're doing business. They're not wrong for what they're doing. You see what I mean? And that's how it has to be. So it's that we can't blame them for having a product that we didn't inquire about. We got to take responsibility and say. Well,
but then on top of that, we didn't have access to the information either, quote unquote, because if you think about it, we're only like what three or four generations removed.
True.
So, you see what I'm saying?
True.
So this generation right here is just now getting access to it. And then if you think about it, even the generation before me, you know, Sequestra's my cousin, and she didn't get access to it.
Hey, Sequestra.
You see what I'm saying? So,
I mean, so but at the same time, you know how I think. We can't keep blaming other people. We can't blame. We can't blame it. We can't keep blaming. Say it's their fault. We got, you know what I'm saying. So that's part of why the group was started, to try to find ways to help take responsibility to share with other people, because a lot of people did know, but they didn't share it. They didn't share it. It's some people that knew, because it can't just be an isolated incident, right? We're gonna say that. You know.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's get to the grits and grapes.
Right, okay, wait. So he was in the middle of trying to explain something, and then y'all went to something else.
I know. We about to get
we back on track. We're back on track.
Okay,
so
get yourselves back together.
So this is why we're gonna be looking for, like, if anybody in Next Play sells life insurance, we definitely want, we want people to reach out to us, because we gotta structure these policies a specific way. Because we can, so that's saying, if I don't know, if you say you pay $83 a month for your life insurance, you may be in the wrong policy, or you wasting your money. So we got, we got to get, it's going to take some time, but we going to stay on it, because this is something consistent. We going to, as a group, we going to stay on it to find out how to put it together, because it's a situation where we get the right policy. You can take that $83, instead of throwing that $83 away on a term life policy, you can put it into the new policy, and in 2 to 5 years, you can start drawing money to invest with it. Now, it ain't to go buy no shoes, it ain't to go on no trips, it ain't to go, you know what I'm saying? It ain't to go have a good time. It's money that you need to use to invest. You can always pull this money out to make some money. If you need, just like what you say, Sam?
Man, Nicole need to invest in a new purse from her money in there.
I said, I'll be telling y'all stuff personal before we get on the line. And I said, look at these jokers, Sequestra, you hear them. They out here just throwing all my business out. Talking about my traveling, my shopping habits. No business out.
And you a diva.
Can I have some of my business back?
Hey, wait a minute, Nicole. You just got to accept you're a diva. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
I try. I try. I don't, Franco, what you were saying about, I don't, like, those are additional policies. So I grabbed those 2 policies after my dad died unexpectedly. So I just had to move on, making sure I had these policies. But I mean, those are 2 additional policies. I would probably keep those policies, but I would look into I would get another policy. That's not a problem.
Well, I know from reading that the policy that they're talking about investing in is whole life, is what they're talking about. And using whole life insurance policies as a bank is what they're talking about. And you invest in your whole, so they got some whole life policies that you could just pay up automatically and you're done. The rest of your life. It's like a whole life policy you buy, you pay it up and you're done. And the money, the cash value that you invest, okay, it pays interest and it pays a dividend. So, let's just take 10,000 as a number. So if that 10,000 paying 4%, plus you get a dividend of 2%, you make it 6%, compounded per year on your money, and it pays a death benefit when you die, and you could borrow against it if you needed to. And so, and you can have more than one. So if you got kids, you may get one for your son, one for your daughter, one for your wife, one for your mom, And so you got all these different banks scattered that you could just buy from, and then you create a trust, a living trust, and you structure on how you structure the rules.
Well, I do have one. So Navy Federal, I have a policy with Navy Federal as well. So I know, like with my bank, I mean, I pay into that every month too.
Yeah, you got to find out whether it's term or a whole life.
So
You know?
you know what? I need to I'll look into it because I just signed the paperwork and I didn't read
Yeah,
it.
See, hold on. We finna mute her. She just signed the paperwork, ain't reading, ain't doing nothing. She just volunteering. She just volunteering her money. No, we gotta put her. We finna put her. See, you losing diva status.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Losing diva status. You finna. Man, but
I did. I read what I needed to read.
But you know, you gonna lose your. We have to tell your skiwi friends about you. You just signing over stuff. They gonna take your. She ain't gonna be able to skiwi no more. She gonna just gonna be an iwi. But you know the craziest thing about it is, man, if you really think about it and look at it, you can take $200-$300, put it up in an account, and be able to use that money in 5 to 10 years, as long as you do it consistently, and borrow money, and you never lose whatever you put into it, because you as long as you're trying to use the money to be able. So it's taking the money that you invested into your legacy and making it available for you to invest into your now. You know what I mean? Your ideas and everything else. So you buying. Instead of trying to accumulate net worth, we go back to it, and you know, when you look at it, and everybody's like, what's net worth? Instead of you having to try to save net worth, what you get now is you're going to be able to buy your net worth, and your net worth will be able to be bought with all the things that come along with saving over time, assets and like creating your assets, buying real estate. You invest $50,000 into this plan in 5 to 10 years, and you need to go buy a house and put $20,000 or $30,000 down to buy the house, or buy the house flat out right. You can go borrow $50,000, buy the house, flip the house. The money in the life insurance policy is still there to be able. So if you die while you trying to flip the house, the money still is there to pay for it and leave the legacy. And then you got a house, they can sell the house, and you can have it in the trust, have it where you dictate how the money is actually disposed of, because you bought the house, so now it's an asset. You know what I mean? So it goes into the trust too. And like he said, you can dictate for legacies how the money is distributed. You can, and that's what the whole thing about Rockefeller. We always heard about how rich the Rockefellers were. The Rockefellers have been using life insurance policy and rules and trust to create wealth. Every time somebody is born, they got to get a will, a full whole life will on the person that's born. So if they spend the money and don't pay the money back that they borrowed from the bank still is reimbursed. And it gets deeper than that. I think we just wanted to kind of bring it up today. But you got to structure all this stuff together, and you basically buy your legacy. We want to learn how to create legacy. Well, we can buy it. We ain't got to, you can buy it and make it even cheaper on you, because we don't die one day. And we can also save less money and be able to use the money, because the hardest thing about as a low-income culture or people that don't have free, this undisposable money, is they need the money. They need the money to be able to live. But this way, if you can hold off a little bit, you can put the money in the account, and then you'll still be able to use it again later. And and you can make it a smaller amount of money. A whole life insurance policy may be $100 a month, but I'm pretty sure people spend $100 a month on Grubhub. Listen.
No, I don't spend nothing in Grubhub. That's not my thing.
And you get a better return.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get a better return than what you're getting at the banks. And the taxes in the life insurance policy, you get it tax deferred. And if for some reason you get a lawsuit or something like that, they can come after your IRA, They come after your bank account, but they can't come after that life insurance policy.
Yeah,
So it's
that makes it even better. That makes it more appealing right there.
What's that?
I say that even makes it more appealing.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
man. Get sued one time. See what happens.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you know that's the thing, man. We gonna be, you know, I think we gonna be on this infinite. What and that's what it's called. I guess
Yeah.
we didn't. I
How
guess
about
that's
that?
what I forgot. We didn't. What you gonna find? And if you want to go look at it, because we're not gonna act like we invented this. You know what I mean? But if you want to go look at it for yourself out online, you're gonna find names like infinite banking,
Which
cash
is the
flow.
most popular one.
Yeah,
What's
cash
that?
flow. Yeah, if the most popular one is what people call it infinite banking. You'll hear velocity banking. You'll hear cash flow investments. You'll hear, you know what I mean. You'll hear what they call it, life insurance brokering. There's a couple of different names that you're gonna find out there, but basically, it's taking whole life insurance, trust, and building wealth, and being able to leverage a small amount of money to buy your legacy and be able to dictate that at least somebody after you will have something. And you can create it for generations to come, and it can change the trajectory of a lot of things for the people that are really trying hard. That's it right there, becoming your own banker.
This is
And
one
then
of the
and
That's
then
good.
show them, you got the other one?
Yeah, I got another one here. What would the
Yeah, that's
Rockefellers
it.
do?
Yeah,
Can
so
you hold the other? Can you put the stuff in the chat?
yeah,
Oh,
well,
well, okay.
I actually I got a post I'm gonna put up in the group that
Okay.
I got with the pictures of the books and stuff. So
Yeah,
later
yeah.
on tomorrow, yeah, that's the other book. So later tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna get the post together for it to hit on the group, man, and so everybody can start kind of reading up on it, because we want to, like, even though everybody's on the show and we talking, man, we want to hear from everybody. So if y'all hear some stuff, or you got some people that's life insurance agents and they want to make some money, and we can get it structured together, you know, let's group economics. That's what this whole group is about, to use the people in the group to everybody try to make money and to build generation and passive income. So, you know, if y'all like, you know, that's the biggest thing, man. Like, I got on it, and it makes
Well,
sense to me.
I need to convert my life insurance policy. They just wrote me and told me I can convert mine over to whatever.
Now,
So,
you know something? You guess what? You got the policy then, because one of the stipulations, if it had some converted, but see, when you convert it, that's the thing. You got to make sure you convert it with the right stipulation.
yeah.
Because see, that's what, you know, we was talking about the highlight, and so that's one of the things that I read and I've been studying, is if you got a convertible policy, some of these term policies you can convert, and when you convert them, as long as you set them up right, you don't lose none of the value from what you already paid in. So you already got your bank already pretty, like, if you can be ready to convert yours, that money that's finna, if you convert it into a whole, it's supposed to already set you up for the bank. Now, like I say, this is something as a next play that we really just started, and we learning as we go, but we got a lot of resources, you know what I mean, that we've been using. But that's the thing, I found out that if you got a convertible policy, you can convert that thing, and you almost have your bank already ready, where you can be already using your bank. And not, because see, you gotta wait a 2-year period, 1 or 2 years, unless you got a lot of money, you gotta wait a 1 or 2 year period before you can really start using the bank. They say wait 2 to 5. Yeah.
Mine been 3 already, so
yeah,
I can convert.
So that's why I say, you know, it's a real sweet thing, man. We gonna talk about it for the next couple of weeks, or get updates. And again, Next Play family, if you sell life insurance or any kind of insurance, contact us, because we wanna see about structuring this and making some money.
You know, your one of our admin, Martinez, his mom sells Aflac.
We need to talk to her. Martina, where you at? Martina,
I see his picture, but I ain't said nothing.
He been on mute the whole time. He been on.
Man.
He logged in and walked away.
Hey, man.
It must be too many mangoes.
Too many mangoes. That mean he over there at the DR having fun. Go ahead
So,
and visit a little
don't
bit.
y'all talk about my cousin why he's not here.
He acting like your cousin too.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Stacey, I saw you over there laughing. I was like, what's so funny?
Sidebar conversation.
Oh, you got a sidebar
but
conversation.
think about this. When have you ever heard of something that you can take the money out of the insurance policy, use it, and it still gain money?
Nowhere. That's because it don't sound legal. That's why.
But guess what? They've been doing it since the Rockefellers. That's the
Oh
whole
yeah.
way the
I mean, I
Rockefellers.
know.
It's crazy to know that these people been putting money. That's why they're not. Never mind. We ain't gonna say that.
Bro, the Rockefellers donate more to charity in 2021 than they did like 50 years ago, using the same policy. And it's 150 Rockefellers right now that get paid dividends every month just off the interest. Your last name Rockefeller, boom.
Yes.
You're getting a check every month.
I wish.
Interest check. And plus you can go and borrow from the family bank.
So, Stacey, you shared that with us last week, right? When you were talking about the Rockefellers, was it last week or like a week before? But you talked about it before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Frank bought the book and he was inspired. And so, we using the social platform. We got all these folks on here. So we all put our minds together and reach out to everybody, and we all sit down at the table and eat together. We crack it.
Group economics. We're trying to make money for the whole community in the whole, man. It ain't just the horde. I mean, we as a group, that's the whole thing behind Next Play Investors. We here to talk about it and share it with the people, use the people, and we all we all build together so we become better people. Mm-hmm. That's the whole purpose of it. You know what I mean? Like it isn't just to make money for us. We do this because we trying to all grow. This is it's not to, even with, and I hate the sidebar, even with the shirts and stuff, it's just to keep everything going so we can build a platform where everybody get a chance to learn. And this is something that we've kind of vetted. I bought the book, and he been talking to it, just to be clear, he been talking to me about it for some months. And I'm just not getting into it, and I read it and it clicked with me instantly. It was a thing with me that I'm like, man, I can buy because I got life insurance policy. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm spending this and I can't do nothing with this money. But I can buy this, do something with the money, and make sure my kids gonna have something in case I do something stupid.
The key word is make sure the kids don't do nothing stupid.
I do something stupid. You know what I'm saying? The kids still got their legacy. So I'm like, this is easy because you don't have to go get $1 million policy. You can go get a $30,000 policy and overfund it and use the policy for a bank.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You can go get a $100,000 policy and overfund it and use it for a bank. Or just get another one.
And I'm going to tell you something that a lot of us hadn't experienced. But if you ever get a chance to experience getting interest payments.
Oh yeah. I love
it. If you ever get interest payments on your money, it's like free money. Like it's a good feeling when somebody paying you back your money and then they giving you an extra $400. So the money's making money off of the money you loaned out. Interest, free, that part right there. And that's all you're doing. You funding your own bank. That's all the bank is doing to us. We borrow from the bank. We pay the bank back with interest. And if it's anything like a house, the first 10, 15 years of your mortgage, you're paying 90% of your money toward interest. So that's all free money for the bank. And then the bank takes the money, your payment plus the interest, and then they loan it out 10 times for every dollar. So the bank is in the money business. So all you're doing is creating your own bank. All you're doing is following the bank, except you are funding your own bank. You know, you control your own bank. That part right there. That part.
So you think about it in the terms of if you got back, and just say, if you got back an income tax of $5,000 a year, and you put that $5,000 in there 5 years and put $25,000 into that plan, you get to go back and borrow the whole $25,000 back, and you never lose the money that you got in there.
It stays in the bank. It stays in your bank. And you are the owner of the bank. So you dictate the only reason the insurance company is there. You got to think about the insurance company as your secretary, so to speak. You own the bank, but you need somebody that's going to do the paperwork, that's going to hold your money, that's going to do the transactions for you. So you hire the insurance company. That's it. But other than that, you're total in control of your own bank. You decide, okay, I want to make a payment this month. I don't want to make a payment this month. I want to pay interest. I don't want to pay interest. It's totally up to you.
But you got to pay it.
You don't have to. That's the other thing. No, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay it back.
They're taking out of your death benefit.
Yeah. You don't even have to pay the money back.
You want to.
You want to pay it back.
But right. There you go, Sam. You want to pay it back because in the book, Becoming Your Own Banker, he used the illustration as the grocery store. So if you owned a grocery store, you wouldn't steal from your grocery store if you owned it. So you won't steal from your own bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You won't walk out the back of the door with a can of peas or a can of beans and so on and so forth. So you won't do the same. You won't do that to your bank. You won't do that to yourself.
You won't stock no chicken in there.
But see, hold on. But see, this is the cool part. If you don't pay the bank back, if you don't pay the bank back, like you said, the death benefit, the death benefit still gonna put the money in the legacy. You see what I mean? So you taking $200 using it twice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to order the book right now because I need to kind of understand what's going on.
Well, we encourage you to. We want everybody I'm gonna post it online tomorrow. We want everybody to learn, so we can all do it. There's no reason for one person to be able to be knowledgeable like they king. We want everybody to be knowledgeable. Mm-hmm. The whole way to be able to help each other is everybody learn. This is we encourage everybody out here to go out and go get the book. We encourage, you know what I mean? Because if you learn for yourself, nobody can cheat you.
Yeah. Hey, Martinez, don't auntie sell life insurance?
He said yes.
Your mic muted.
Yeah, she selling insurance. Her and Dominique, mom.
So we need to get a chance to sit down and talk with them because they may be able to make money off us helping them help them. Group economic.
I talked to her.
Yeah, because this is
big. She always happy to talk about it.
Oh, well, that's big. If she can set it up, because it's just a couple of parameters we gotta have. Hey man, best thing since sliced bread.
So, quick question. So, have any of you all started this? Have you got it? Have you done this? Have you? No, I'm just saying all the strategies that you all have. Sam, I don't know if you don't read the book, but it seemed like these two have. So, or reading the book. So, like the different strategies, just the different things that you're learning in the book. Have you started applying it? So, is it some type of application? Have you started applying whatever you?
Well, what I've learned so far is I'm reading the second book now. First book, I read it, I highlighted all like the special notes, right? And what I'm doing, I'm creating a questionnaire for the person who's going to write the policy. Okay. And I'm gonna use the notes that I got out of each book. And then when I talk to the agent, I'm going to ask him all the questions. Is this a cash flow policy? Is this make sure it's whole life term? You know, what are the rules of borrowing against the policy? How can I fund the policy? I do know that there a certain amount of money that you can invest into the policy every year. There's only a certain amount, so it won't be taxable. So I spoke to an agent in Nevada, which is really, I think, I, I, I found out about it through that agent because I'm a part of another group that does note invest. I don't know if maybe we talk about note investing too one day, but the way the guy set it up when he sent me the spreadsheet, because you can only invest so much, it was like, okay, you can do 3,500 a year, something like that. It's a hypothetical number, 3,500 a year. So you won't be taxed on the amount you put in there. And then you could put money in another bank account that will earn 2%. So the policy will earn 4% in this bucket of money, another 2% holding over here. Then the next year, you take another 3,500 out of this bucket, dump it over here, make 4% until you finish funding the policy. You know, is the way they explained it to me. And then they have the breakdown sheet. Okay, and another thing about this whole life is your age. You know, age makes a difference. The younger you are, the cheaper it's going to be. You know, the more time you have, you know, the more you're able to grow the policy. The older you are, the more expensive it's going to be. And of course, you know, your time is limited. So
but we also want to say, this is, if you're doing stocks and you got a couple other things going on, this is just one part of the portfolio. This is just one part of the next play of building your legacy. But this is the guaranteed way that if you mess up all these other ways and you set this one thing up, you'll always have something to fall back on in case something happens.
You're talking about setting up like layers of financial security, such as the one strategy we were mentioning is that the drip account.
Yeah, it's a drip account. Yeah,
drip account. Tandem with maybe say like this life insurance policy one.
Correct.
Tandem with, you know, you investing in certain stocks that are what you're waiting to come to maturity or whatnot, stuff like that. And then that's 3 layers right there.
That's 3-4 pillars of money to build up for your retirement versus letting somebody just tell you your 401k gonna get you there. You seeing that money build and you know what you expected. And then the fact with the life insurance policy, you can use the money at the same time you invest in the money to invest in. I mean, you can put it in the stock market. You can go wait 5-6 years and put the money in there and take out 20,000-30,000, put it in the stock market.
Drop it into a drip account.
Or drop it into a drip account and make more compound interest. So you can take 20,000 out the life insurance policy, drop it in the drip account, take the dividends from the drip account, let them drip into the drip account, take the money back out, pay the life insurance policy back out. Or use the drip money to pay the life insurance policy back. You see what I'm saying? It's so many ways to put everybody's putting these strategies together, but it ain't taking as much money to do it as they tried to tell us. You see what I'm saying? Because at $300-400 a month, you can set up a small account if you know what I'm saying, if you don't have a whole lot of money and create all this stuff. Now, the more money you got, the bigger your pot gonna be. But on a low scale, 2 to 3, you know, we talking about everybody out here buying Gucci shoes for $600-700. You know what I'm saying? You can take half of that and set your whole family straight, and then you get you some knockoff for $250.
Hey, cause Stacy was just up there.
Hey, you get you some knockoff for $250. Wear them things for about a week straight, and then put them up like, hey, look, man, they might not have the same leather, but if you gotta rock, you know, at least rock. Like it's easy to leave legacy, like, and be able to make sure that forever, grandkids, cousin, auntie, uncle, baby mama, sister, cousin, all secret child, all that.
I mean, I definitely understand the legacy, all that type of stuff. I was more so like I'm the type of person, especially when I'm dealing with my money. I'm gonna ask questions, and so that's kind of what Stacy's said. Like I got these questions, and you're asking these questions.
Well, we
So
gotta
yeah,
get you about the book.
hold on, let me finish. I said I was joking at first about not reading stuff. I definitely read whatever I'm about to sign. However, it's just those questions because this is something new for people. So these watch families, they've been doing this for years and years, and they passed it down to their generation. However, it's something that the group is trying to introduce. So therefore, it's just questions. So I'm just throwing these types of questions because again, it's our finances. It's your money that you're using to do these things. And sometimes it's other things that can happen. It's some other backdoor things that you may not know about.
Right.
So I just want to make sure everything is put to the front before.
Well, here's a caveat. What if the insurance company goes out of business?
Ooh, don't tell.
Right. So what happens? So what happens then?
I'll let Franco answer that.
No, go ahead, Franco.
Since he shot both of the guns.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, the thing is, the insurance can't go out of business. It's guaranteed by the state government and the federal government. So your money is safer than the FDIC.
Why don't you sip some tea, y'all? We're about to
Say
sip
it
some tea.
again.
Now be quiet.
Your money is safer than the FDIC because it's backed by the government. The death benefit gotta be paid. Insurance company can't go out of business.
Well, you think them Rockefellers knew what they were doing when he set that up?
Ooh, the government backs the money.
Who back it?
The government.
Boy,
That's something great for you to know. What if somebody is watching on the Facebook Live and they may have, similar questions or concerns,
Yeah.
Oh, type them in the chat. And as far as I found a guy because we hear, all of us pretty much, well, not everybody, but a lot of us in Georgia. I found a guy in Smyrna, Georgia. And I'm gonna reach out to him this week. Now, the guy who does Become Your Own Banker, he has like an academy where you can go through and learn how to write the policies, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a guy here in Smyrna, Georgia, which is not far from me. So I'm gonna call him. They have a website, and I can give y'all the website is called www.infinitebanking.org. And you can go there and you can find a representative in your area, and you can call them directly and ask them any questions you may have. Because I'm not a fiduciary. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an insurance agent. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a ball player.
You a next play investor.
I'm next play investor, man.
Stacey, I like the way you did all those disclaimers. How about it?
I know.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm gonna
What's
tell
up?
y'all, man. We get into the we don't have the show this weekend. I'm sorry we didn't talk about stocks. I want to say, listen. I know we've been talking about these shirts. A lot of people still ain't got their shirts. The world is back open. I'm sorry I got busy and also started remodeling my house and trying to get stuff together. It's my fault, but I told everyone, please send me your address so I can get your shirt sent to you because I'm gonna pay for shipping for everybody. But I need addresses. Miss Lavetta, I need addresses. Miss Sequester, I need addresses. I need addresses for everybody out of town. Martinez, I think you coming back to Georgia. I mean, you coming back to Georgia soon.
When are you coming back home?
You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting you call. You in the DR enjoying your life over there with the mangoes. So we gotta. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have yours, but everybody that has shirts coming, man, the next place shirt. We getting back on track. I just got a great text message. One of the technicians coming back, so it may have some stress off of me. But I apologize that I hadn't got everybody's shirt to them. We do this and everything is free and fun, and it's I take full responsibility. But yeah, this week start inbox me some email address. I mean, some addresses to send y'all stuff to. I'm paying for it to send out myself. I was, so we good. I'm full-fledged free. Sam, I'm gonna have yours. I'm gonna make sure I drop it. I'm gonna
Just
drop it
text
off
me
on
your
you.
address. I come get mine. Don't even worry about it. Just text me your address, man.
I'm gonna have it. We're gonna have it dropped off, and we're gonna get it together. I'm sorry, but we didn't get a chance to talk stock, so everybody check the it's like 9 o'clock. Everybody check the group post, man, and check out Sense. The stock is really moving right now. I don't know if we got some more stock, so we may have anybody want to drop Hertz.
Check out Hertz.
Check out Hertz.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a midweek update or something where we can get some stock stuff in. But definitely we're gonna be on this infinite banking and trying to figure out how to make money and make it work for us.
I want to give a shout out to all the sponsors, Atlanta Winners and Doors, Neurowave, Networks, Sandtrans, Riv Group. Want to give a shout out to all those guys for supporting the channel, all the Next Play members, and all the people on the live. So I want to just thank y'all for tuning in with us. We appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to serve the people.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all. Anybody else got something to say, man? What's the word?
That's it, man. It's 9 o'clock.
That's it.
I'm full.
Yeah.
I'm fed. I'm full. Y'all we have Nicole Turban do the benediction. We out.
You know what?
Hey, I want to tell everybody and say thank you for joining us tonight on Next Play Sunday. We're here live every Sunday talking about investments, stocks, everything that makes everything make money and passive income. You're going to join us on the journey as we get ready to start talking about infinite banking, ways to be able to build generational wealth, and be able to continue to talk about how the stock market coming. Join us live every Sunday again at 7:30. Join the Facebook group. Check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe so we can actually see the videos when they come up. Join the Facebook group to learn about the actions of whatever we're talking about in the stock market, or leaving tips in there about things that we're putting plays on, things that everybody in the group is researching. We definitely want to appreciate everybody for coming out and actually joining us every Sunday. And when you're looking at it, we always want to make sure everybody know what the next play is. So, definitely want to get out and say that, and hope to see you back. Hope to see you join the group. If you've never seen it before, then, we definitely want to make sure you get a chance to see it. But up until then, it's on the next play.